Hello everyone, welcome to Data Chronicles. Today I'm going to solve this question, department expenses. This question was asked in JP Morgan interview. So let's get started. This question has a tricky part. So we'll go through the solution, we'll write the query and we'll understand where the things might go wrong through the test cases. So let's get started. The question is, as part of the financial management in a large corporation, the CFO wants to review the expenses in all departments for the previous financial year 2022. Write a SQL query to calculate the total expenditure for each department in 2022. Additionally, for comparison purposes, return the average expense across all the departments in 2022. The output should include the department name, the total expense, and the average expense. The data should be sorted in descending order by total expenditure. So we are given two tables, departments and expenses, and we'll be creating a join using ID of department table and department ID of expenses table. The expected output is department name, total expense for that particular department, and average expense across all the departments. So let's get started. And we'll also create a left join because there might be some departments who has no expenses, zero expenses. So, okay. So what we'll do is we'll start with select department name. So name as department name. Sum amount as total expense, and we'll just use coalesce function to handle null values. From departments D join expenses E on D dot ID is equal to E dot department ID. And yeah, so this should work for extracting the first two columns, like department name and just the expense. Okay, so, and the filter is for only year 2022. So what we can do is we'll write a condition where year date is the column is 2022, and we'll have to add this particular column, average expense. So what we'll do is select star and average of total expense over as average expense from and we need to order by the second column, total expense, to descending. Okay. So I'll just put a bracket over here. So I'm using a window function to calculate the average across all departments. So let's run this query, department name, total expense, and the average expense, join conditions, and yeah, it has to be left, sorry. And yeah, so let's submit the code. Let's run it. Okay, some test cases have failed. Oh yeah, so we need to rename a table, whatever we are using. Just create an alias name. Oh, we missed the group by function. Sorry about that. And we have to do an average, I guess. We need to apply round function for that. Round. Let's hope it works this time. Okay, so as you can see, a few test cases have passed. So let's submit the solution. Yeah, so I'll give you an example of one of the test cases which failed. So yeah, so this is the input, like there are three departments, marketing, sales, and engineering. And in expenses table, as you can see, there isn't any record for engineering table. So what happens is when we create a join between departments and expenses, this sort of temporary table gets created. And this would be the department name, amount, and year. And engineering department will have year as null. So when we apply the filter of year being 2022, what happens is this particular row gets discarded. So which is why that test case is failing, because we are getting rid of this particular row. So that's why instead of filtering on the where clause, we'll have to enter the filter with the on clause of join. You can go through this particular link to understand the difference of filtering in the where clause and the on clause. So basically, if you want to filter one or both of the tables before joining them, then you'll have to use filter in the on clause. Do let me know in case you need more clarification. I'll try to clarify in another video, but this will really help you to understand like what I'm doing right here. So if we remove this filter from here and instead put this filter here and year of date column is equal to 2022, then it will work. Yeah. So as you can see, in this case, the filter condition won't affect this particular row. So, and the average expense would be calculated correctly. So this is the difference, like the year would be null for engineering row. And if we filter it on the where clause, it will get discarded. But if we filter in the on clause, it will not get discarded. So it's a very like important thing to understand. So do check out this link, and that's it for now, guys. Thank you. And if you like this kind of video, do consider subscribing. Thank you.